Alright guys, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Is this working? I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe leave a section in the live chat comment if you can hear me over the stream. Let me actually load it. That's a good idea. Let's load up the entire thing here. Let's just load it up. So nobody's currently watching, which is a good idea. So we can test. Test the stream out a little bit here. Alright. Can you guys hear me? Is this working? I don't know. We'll find out. Maybe leave a section in the live chat comment if you can hear me over the stream. Let me actually load it. That's a good idea. Let's load up the entire thing here. Let's just load it up. So nobody's currently watching, which is a good idea. So we can test. Alright.
Congratulations on your appointment as an ecosystem engineer. Today's orientation will lay the foundations for a productive career. You are controlling a drone on P5629 via satellite link. For increased employee satisfaction, we allow you to use a controller or keyboard to operate a drone. Horizontal motion is controlled using the left stick or WASD. Vertical motion is controlled using the right and left triggers on the controller or left shift and left control on the keyboard. This is the first time the drone has been operated in 36 years. Take it slow. Resources will be transported to P5629 using point-to-point wormhole technology. The crosshair indicates if a wormhole can be established. Green means you are within range of a radar, and red means you are not. Control the camera using the mouse or right stick. Resources can be requested using the heads-up display user interface. Navigate the menu using the number keys and mouse wheel or the directional pad on the controller. Create a species of plants by selecting the button and pushing spacebar or pushing the A button on the controller. Hold C to navigate the menus using the mouse cursor.
Alright, so guys, we've got got a force field here. As you see, as I get closer, or if I focus on it, the toggle force field button appears. To access this, you've got to tab over, or use the right arrow key, or you can press 6 to get to genetics, and then press the right arrow key once more to get to toggle force field, and then press space key, or if you're using controller A, it turns on this little force field in the area, and you can see there's a slider bar now underneath it. To get to the slider bar, do the same thing, tap 6, tap over once, and then tap down, and then you can adjust the slider bar. You can hold C, the C key, to get this little green mouse to come up. It frees the mouse from movement, and then you can raise, you can expand or contract the force field. It looks like it has a constant volume, because as you go wider, it gets lower. And as you get closer to the left here, the surface area becomes, the area on the floor of the surface of the planet gets smaller, but the walls get higher, so you can have taller plants or other maybe potentially flying creatures, and they'll be safe inside the force field area, so they don't get to the rest of your area. So I'm going to turn that off, because I don't need it right now. It shows somebody's watching. Anybody's watching? Oh, look at this. I got KillerTube Gaming watching. Awesome. Thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but my first time streaming, second day with the game. It's an interesting little game. I'm going to start doing some of the stuff. It's the tutorial. I'm going to start bringing in some plants because I've got some key performance targets in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. To access any of the items, you just press the space bar and it opens up a wormhole, and it shows your updated status here. So my performance target, I created a species of plants. It's going to spawn in, and apparently there's a wind direction, so the wind direction is coming in. I can zoom her in here with the little drone I'm controlling, and it'll plant them. And
we have found that productivity is increased by 23.7% when employees have clear targets. In the bottom right of the heads-up display, you can see 3 performance targets you are required to meet. These have been designed to assist you in designing an effective ecosystem on P5629.
Alright, so you guys heard that probably, maybe. I don't know if you heard the information. Is the,
Biomass from plants in the environment on P5629 can be processed and used to fabricate buildings and building upgrades. Request a collector to start collecting biomass. The range of the collector will be indicated on your heads-up display. It will harvest biomass from plants within this range.
Alright guys, so back to the game. Sorry, I had to do a little bit of things here. So yeah, I'm going to go in. I hope you guys can all hear me. I'm having some difficulty here with my screen. I got two monitors going. I'm going to put the chat in the right monitor, so when I face the screen, I'm looking at the chat. I don't know how you can send me messages or other than typing it in, but yeah, it's not too bad. I've just started it. It came out just yesterday, greenlit on Steam, and the guy's been working on it. He put his entire savings into it and had to release it early, so it doesn't have all the features he wanted, but it has enough stuff to get him going and to make it a playable game. It's very interesting. I'm just not sure if it's your cup of tea or not. So, if you have any questions, just type them in and we'll see if we can get them answered. But I'm just gonna play a little bit. This is the tutorial part, but I hope I've never gotten further than this. And so we got some wind. Let's see if I can get these plants to go all in the same area here. Right now I'm using a keyboard and mouse. The controls are a little bit difficult. It's like you're actually piloting a drone on whatever planet I'm on here, or whatever surface this is. And you've got to try and make a nice environment. And so you can see the plants as they land. Some of them grow faster. These are random ones. So the random spore plants are determined based on whatever comes through. Oh, I just wiped them out. Okay, so I guess when you place items like collectors to collect plants, you've got to do it not on the plant in the center. You've got to do it kind of off to the side. And it shows here. I don't know. I'm just getting up, so I was super excited. I slept maybe 5 hours last night. Hopefully, is my voice coming through, you guys? Alright, so my microphone is on. I'm just not sure if anybody can hear me. Unless you guys, apparently you're watching at YouTube. Yeah, I've got a second, it's not a second monitor, it's the built-in monitor on the laptop, so where the web camera is here, I've got that. And then I have the second monitor where I can play and I can watch and I can tab over to type. But I'm not sure if when I tab over, if it leaves that be right back message or not. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to have an overlay inside the game, maybe where I can chat. But we'll go back to the game here. So yeah, right now this collector, it collects all the biomass from the plants. You can see the little tab here. Alright, so as far as I know, my voice is coming through. Hopefully I don't sound too terrible. I'm just getting up. Anyway, so you can see the biomass collected per second up in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. It shows biomass calculated, and each of the items cost is in biomass. So I'm going to make another collector here. Go over and apparently the wind spreader over here, so we're going to space out our collectors here.
The our organization is to understand the genetic code of the organisms we are instantiating. Building research stations allows us to achieve this goal. Research stations will research organisms within their range. To
So,
incentivize research, we award engineers with biomass from central reserves. At the same time, the price of subsequent builds will increase. We are currently deploying ecosystems on over 100 worlds. The price increase is a measure put in place to relieve pressure from our production lines. You can monitor research by enabling the science panel on the heads-up display. Out of range. Build more radars. The effectiveness of research stations can be increased by upgrading them. Point the crosshair at a research station and select the button which appears. We also find that more valuable research is produced as your organisms advance through their generations. The current generation of plants, herbivores and carnivores are displayed in the top right of the heads-up display.
So this is a research center. I built this research center here. It shows a little bit of information. It shows like you get science based on what kind of stuff's around the area. Currently, all I have is plants. I can try and spawn in some herbivores. Let's see here. See if I can get them in this area here. Get some herbivore research going, and we'll upgrade. So it shows a little button there. When you hover over an item, it'll have a button. Typically, you have to get over to the button using the arrow keys or the number, and then you press the space key to activate it. That was the hardest thing, I think. Oh yeah, I think it's a very cool game, and it got a very minimalistic graphic design, which I love, just because it's very graphic. It's the graphic not graphic intensive, which allows me to run it on my laptop with HD 4000 graphics embedded. But it's got a lot of AI and a lot of artificial intelligence, as well as different CPU intensive things that are going on, because it's like you should just check out the guy's channel, or the creator's YouTube, Dr. Sean. He's a full-time professor of computer science. He's been working on this, like, he put his life savings, he says, as far as like most of the stuff into this game, and he had to release it early to try to make some of the money back. So check it out, guys. It's like $5 on Steam, or $6 on Steam right now with a discount. Worst case scenario, you get a game that, you know, it's cool, but you don't really know how to play. But that's half the fun, is figuring out how this game works. It's like, I'm having a blast. It's only my second day, and it's only been like my 6th hour maybe trying it. So let me get more plants. My targets are 1,000 plant science. You can check out how much science you have if you tab over to the science, press the space key. Not tab over, but arrow over. So right arrow, left arrow controls it. Or you can pull down C and move it. Now you see these little plants, they're burning. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I don't think it's either too hot, or maybe there's not enough water. I'm not sure exactly what the graphic is. And then they disappear. So I'm assuming they're just dying, but I'm not sure why. It might be too hot. There might be a different root something or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of different factors in that game that we haven't figured out yet. Like I said, it just came out the other day, so we'll tab over to check out the temperature. So the temperature is in the bottom graph here. It's the dark red line. The temperature is a lot higher than the humidity and the wind speed. So high winds, high temperature, obviously, you know, not good for plants. I'm trying to figure out I guess you guys can hear me anyway. Alright, so we're gonna get back to see these little blue guys. These are the little herbivores. They roam around. I'm not sure if they live or I think this one might be eating a plant. Hard to tell, but I like it anyway. Let's see if I can get info on this. Am I collecting any? Oh yeah, it's a big enough area. Oh, it is a bigger area. Let's go and put another research station over here somewhere near some of these plants. Let's try right here. And then let's spawn in a couple more random plants. If the wind it sounds like the wind is kicked up a bit, so let's see if I can get them to go all in the same area here. These little guys are still growing. Maybe they're short ones. Oh yeah, so the wind is still kicked up a bit. And so they're gonna change the displacement of where the spores land on the surface here, and maybe I can get a collector going with 1,000 biomass left. Oh look, all my little plants are burning. Oh no. It must be too hot for those. Maybe that type is not an arid type of plant. So if I can get 1,000 plant science going on here, it shows you in the science tab. I've got 80, my plant science is going up a little bit, 86, 87. And the rate is shown here on the little tab, the info tab here. So I got 0.2 plant science per second, and then over here 0.05. So there's only one plant in range of that one. I wonder if I can sell these. Oh, maybe I should just make them better. Increase the yeah, let's just increase the upgrade it. See if it makes it bigger area. Oh yeah, so that's much better. So now it's got, not only does it have a bigger range, it's collecting more information as well. So that's good. More science with research, right? I guess that's the idea. I gotta get some more plants. All my plants are dying. But that's why you research plant science first, so you can design your own plants and not have to worry about random ones. So when the option shows up, you go to science, and then you unlock a plant trait, or you unlock other plant items, like a plant unlock and a plant unlock trait, like a genetic part of a plant. And then you can change on that. I'll show you guys when I get enough research. I've got about 120. Alright guys, so we're gonna get back to the game. I had to recheck. I don't know if I can, for whatever reason oh, you know what, maybe I can move this. Sorry about the interrupted delays. I'm gonna see if I can squish the chat box and the big monitor next to my game and see if that improves anything for you guys, as far as, because every time I tab out, I think the be right back sign comes up. Just let me know if that's happening, and I'll try and limit my tab out and typing to absolutely necessary. See if I can just do more of